Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
No, there's no problem.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm great.
Good? Busy? I'm sure.
Uh,
Getting
Not
ready.
really. Today's been
No?
kind of an off day, so I've just been kind of chilling, catching up on rest and stuff like that.
Good. Well, how are you feeling about the season? Looking forward to it, I assume?
Of course, it's going to be a great season. I mean, we have a lot of new pieces, and
Yeah, how is that?
even I mean, it is great. I mean, I love all these dudes. Even like the first week of meeting them, we all mesh really well together. So I'm just excited to go to war with these guys.
Awesome. All right. So before we get right into it, I'll just kind of tell you a little bit about like what it is. I sent you a little blurb of it. But basically, I have a sports communication class. We're covering an athlete. I'm in Frog Army. I love watching y'all. I've been really into basketball is my favorite thing. So I love watching you guys. And I specifically watching you last year, I think you're literally gonna be like insane. Did you like I really think that were you with were you here with Emmanuel Miller? Because Miller left before you were here, right?
Yeah,
Okay, but you remind me of him. Like the way you play, I think you're really good.
thank
Um,
you.
of course. And so when I was looking at like some of your stats, I'm gonna list them off. I mean, I'm sure you've heard some of these, but last year you played in all 32 games, started 27 as a freshman, ranked 10
Mhm.
among the Big 12 freshmen in scoring, fifth in rebounds, season high of 19 versus Colorado, which you're tied for the seventh most by a freshman under Dixon, top 10. 10 points in 5 games, in more than 5 games. And something I found interesting, you made history with 5 blocks in one of your games versus Alcorn State, which you guys like stomped them, but still,
Mhm.
um, since 2019. So the most since 2021 and most by a freshman since 2019. So those numbers don't lie. And kind of learning a bit about you before you got here, like who's David Punch before you got the TCU? How did you kind of start becoming who you are, basketball and non-basketball?
Honestly, I mean, I really can't say who I am without basketball. Honestly, basketball has been a part of my life, um, for as long as I can remember. At first, I really didn't plan on playing basketball like professionally.
Okay.
That didn't really become a dream until around, say, eighth grade, my freshman year. It was a lot of it was just believing in myself to do it. It always sounded cool, playing, the video game and,
Right.
playing with NBA teams and I'm even going outside and just shooting on the hoop alone and stuff like that. It was all cool, but just really realizing the work I had to put in and the stages I was going to have to play on to get to where I want to go. It all just seemed so far-fetched for me at a young age. But as I put in the work, that dream became more of a reality. Obviously, with being a high recruit coming out of high school and
Right.
committing here and then having that that good of a freshman year, it is all now possible. So yeah, I really can't tell you who I am without mentioning basketball. So
That's awesome. So mentioning like coming out of high school, I looked it up. You like just turned 19. Like you're
yeah.
just turned 19. So have you always been the youngest in all your teams and in high school and coming into college? I mean, because you came into college, were you 17 when you all started your summer practices and then 18 when school started? So how
Yep.
was that like going up against like you play with pros, like Ernest, like how was that whole transition as
Honestly, it's always been like that. Honestly, I've always been the youngest
okay.
on my team. So coming, I wasn't like expecting them to show remorse or be easy on me or anything like that. Like I came in and they told me what the expectation was and I met it. But it was a great experience because even though I didn't come in expecting to be given the easy hand, the a lot of the leaders on last year's team like Noah and Ernest, they really helped me to become the player I am today by just showing me different ways to go about the game, different ways to look at it. So it's not always just a business, you know what I'm saying, have fun with the game. And I
Yeah.
really always kind of looked at it as such as like I looked at it as work more than it was like a opportunity, a gift to be able to play this game. And they really brought that to me, because to see even if Ernest, like
Mhm.
he's always dancing. He's a fun
He
and he's a
is. He's a
big guy.
goofball. I've interviewed
He's
him.
a
He's
goofball.
something.
Seriously, you got to have fun with the game, and that's what he showed me. And then Noah, he just showed me how to be super poised in the moment. Just seeing him, hitting his game winners against like K-State and Arizona State, and
That's crazy.
all those games he had, won us. just seeing how calm he was in those moments, those two really showed me just how to, have fun with the game and just keep my composure, when the time is when it's late in the game.
I was gonna say, because watching you as a freshman, you were so composed. I mean, there's some high level D1 athletes. I feel like most, like you're getting all that attention, you're scoring, you're making big plays, and you're just like composed. You kind of, I feel like your go-to kind of thing, you dunk on someone, you just kind of stare at them and you just kind of
Yeah.
like let that be the talk. So, kind of talking about like your on-court personality. I mean, you mentioned like Uday was a bit more like expressive, and then you had Noah was a bit more composed. How do you, because you're again only a sophomore, so you're going to continue to grow. How do you want
Mhm.
your on-court presence to kind of become?
I mean, I really find myself being more composed and just being quiet on the court. If there will be moments where I like to, talk a little trash or
We got to
whatever.
get something this year. We got to get a good highlight reel of you
I
doing
mean,
something.
I don't even talk in practice, honestly. I'm not really big on talking a lot of trash. If
Better to
somebody
be
riles me
humble,
up,
right?
yeah, I mean, yeah, but if somebody
Quiet
riles me up,
confidence. Quiet
yeah,
confidence.
if somebody riles me up, I'll get to that point. It takes a lot though. You know what I'm saying? Like it just got to be the right time. You got to catch me at the right moment to catch me in that space. But usually I'm quiet. I just like to let the work speak for itself. If I hit a shot, I was supposed to hit that shot. Like it's back
Right.
to defense. You know what I'm saying? So um, I just want to be continuing to be known as a guy who's super composed and calm on the court.
Are you that way off the court as well? Do you think kind of your on-court and off-court connect?
Honestly, I feel like people who I'm very close with will not see me the same as I am on the court. I'm obviously a lot more comfortable around them. I'm a lot more
Right.
loose. I'm a lot more goofy around them. But when it comes to just in the public eye and around people who may not know me as well, they'll definitely see me as like they won't tell the difference. Like, oh, he's the same on the court and off the court. So
Gotcha. So moving into like your first D1 offers, because you said you were a big recruit out of high school. I looked all the way back. Tell me if I'm wrong, but was Fairfield your first D1 offer?
it
Okay, I want
was.
to hear about that because I'm from Rhode Island, so I'm up from like New England, and so
Mhm.
I've heard of Fairfield, never been. But how old were you when you got your offer? Where were you? Like, kind of what was that like getting your first D1 offer?
Man, I think I may have been because I think I was going into my junior year. I think I may have been, I want to say 15 or 16 when I got my first
Okay,
offer.
because you're so young. Like, you're saying you're 16 going to junior year. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was super young. I was so stoked. I mean, it wasn't obviously as a young kid you want to get like Duke and Kentucky and all these, these
Right.
big schools, but it's like you got to start somewhere. So getting Fairfield was like, in the moment I was super happy. Then I realized, this is not where I want to be. I can't get complacent.
Yeah.
This is just, the tip of the iceberg. So um honestly, I thought, Fairfield, like those low, D1 schools were gonna be, my top schools. But as I progressed, I just got more and more and more and more, higher major schools.
Yeah, I looked back. I was looking at like all your offers going all the way back, and it seemed as though it was like middle of September, I probably of your senior year. You came to TCU, then you went to Xavier, and then you committed to TCU. Were those your top? Like, how was that kind of decision process for you, and what sold you on TCU?
Well, I think originally it was Penn State, NC State, Xavier, and TCU. I didn't go on the visit to Xavier. They had it
Okay.
as me going to the visit, but I didn't go.
Oh,
Um,
okay. So that
so
showed
we
you.
could
It's
we
on the
could
right
just say,
line.
yeah, we could just say Penn State, NC State, and TCU. But
Okay.
really, what sold me for TCU was just like their plan for me. They had been scouting me since I was probably a sophomore because I came to their elite camp.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so they're Coach Benford and Rice and Dixon. They had when I had came, they had a big plan for me. You know what I'm saying? They had it all laid out. They treated my family well. It was close to home. I'm big on going home. I go home a lot. You
You
can
really?
really
How far
ask.
is
Yes, you can.
Harker Heights? How far is that?
It's like 2.5 hours,
Is that
give or
like near
take.
Houston more?
No,
Austin?
it's Austin.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I do go home a lot. I go home pretty. You could ask anybody. The coaches hate it, but I go home like every weekend.
Do you really?
I do. I love being close to home. I mean, it wasn't really in my interest to go out of state and be so far away from my home, but
Yeah,
you know, but like I said, TCU they had it all laid out for me, and as you can see, their plan is working out very well. So.
it is. It is. So that makes sense as to why you ended up here. How is
Mhm.
the transition from high school practices? I mean, you played high level A. Were you in a circuit team or were you?
I was on the UIBL Job Nation.
Okay, how was that? Like that, because you travel a lot for that, right? Were you
Yeah.
around? Okay, so fill me in on that. What was that kind of like?
It was a great experience. I didn't really play like, I mean, before that I played on the Adidas circuit, but it wasn't
Okay, that's what I've
as,
heard about. Yeah.
yeah, that wasn't as high as a level as EYBL. EYBL, as you may know, if you are familiar with basketball, is like the highest, guys
Yeah.
like Cooper Flag and yeah, just a lot of guys, they play on that circuit. So playing on that circuit my last year was honestly, it was an amazing experience. Every year I played basketball, it was always an opportunity to show myself that like I can't compete with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? And they have, most of them have that. I would say they have all that popularity, that clout. But just like I said, every year just gave me the opportunity to show myself that regardless of all that, like my skill matches with most of these guys, and that I can compete at this level. I deserve to be here.
Right.
So playing EYBL, like every game was an opportunity, for me. Like I said, just to show myself once again that like these guys can't hang with me, and to show that I am better than them, if not as good as them. You know what I'm saying? So
There we go.
the
There's the confidence. There's the
yeah,
confidence.
the
You gotta let it get
EYBL
out. There
EYBL
it
is
is.
really where it started. EYBL is really where it started because like I said, that's like the highest of the high for my class.
Hmm.
So playing against like even like playing against AJ, I had a good game against him, and um, even like Chris Paul's team, just playing against those teams, it just was able to show myself that like, I belong here.
Sure, it teaches you like a whole different level of the work you have to put in. Because if you're playing with people like that, but then you're around people like that, you realize you are like that. So I'm sure that's how
Yeah,
your confidence begins to grow. So a couple more
yeah.
like college related questions, and I have some fun like NBA. I want to hear like your game, shoes, fun things like that. But okay, you mentioned how the whole coaching staff from I guess like you said your sophomore year kind of had like a plan for you. So now that
Mhm.
you're here and you can kind of picture together your I mean, I guess your next 3 years, what is your kind of ideal experience going to be? Like, do you want to win a championship for the Big 12? Do you want to make the national championship? Like, what's your goal? Like, as big as you want.
I definitely want to make a run towards that national title. I feel like this team, we have all the tools. It doesn't matter how much we all want it. I mean, it can't just be me wanting it. It has to be everybody. But I definitely want to make that run because if we do that, then it brings everybody to that level, not just me. So, but other than that, just for myself, I would just say I want to continue to put myself on NBA radars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm there. It's a possibility that I could go, maybe in the next year or two,
Hmm.
which is really my main goal. I don't plan to stay in college for too long.
Okay.
But honestly, it's just really making that run because on that stage, really, that's where it's at, and that's where I want to be. I feel like I deserve to be there. So,
I like that. You hear, like you said, making a run's insane. Like the NC State run, what was that, two
mhm.
years ago when they were
Yeah,
against Duke? I mean, you hear DJ Burns, like those people, you know their name now because of that. You could have played with him. That could have been you.
I could have, but
That
I
could have,
mean,
well, maybe you were still in high school. I'm trying to,
no,
you went
he had graduated.
Patty.
He
Okay.
Yeah, that was his last year.
You always have to do it for yourself here. But going back to your freshman year, being in the shoal, what was your favorite memory? Like favorite game you
Ooh,
played? Yeah.
man, I'm really big. Like I love the show. Like I always watch games from the past. Like
Do you really?
I do. I watch them all the time when I'm in class or even when I'm like here at home. I would probably say my favorite memory um was our game versus Texas Tech. That
Yeah,
was a
I
really
was gonna
great
say
game.
storming the court. That game was
That was a
insane.
great game.
Because
That was a great
wasn't
game.
Trey's kid like weren't y'all like holding Trey's kid up in the air? That was so funny.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was a great game. And then just like my earliest memories being there, like our first, practice there. Like, that was a great memory because it's like I'd
right.
never played on a college court. So I mean, yeah, like oh, I'm practicing here now. Like
You're
this is
like
like
I'm
this is my
here.
home. Yeah,
That's
like this
so
is my
cool.
home. Like this is my gym. You know what I'm saying? So that
Yeah.
was a good memory. But if I had to say, it'd probably be Texas Tech. That was a really great game to play in.
It was crazy. That was so fun. All right, I gotta ask because it's staring at me. 15. Why'd you pick
Mhm.
15? You're kind of flashy, I've noticed, and it looks good, the drip.
Thank
So
you.
when did that fit? Was 15 always your thing, or did it become that when you were here?
I wore it in AAU one
Did you?
season. My number is really 13.
Okay.
But last year Trey had 13. And then this year I didn't want to change my number again because I already started something with 15. So it's kind of
Right.
like you got to stick with it. I have no problem keeping it either. I mean, I
New
feel like
era.
it's unique.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people wear 15. I don't really notice a lot of people wearing it. So it's really my chance to kind of make the number popular, I guess. So,
There you go.
yeah.
And then in terms of like off the court, you said you're really close with the team. The guys are all really close. Are you guys kind of like a unit? Do you guys venture off? Are you friends with anyone else at TCU, or is it kind of like those are your guys, and that's kind of how you guys keep it?
I mean, honestly, we just hang around with each other. Like, I really don't know what they get into, but me, as far as me, like, I don't really go, hang around with people as much, like on campus if they're not my teammates.
Mhm.
And even at that, I don't even hang around them as much. Like, I'm
Are you like a
either
homebody, like to yourself?
yes, like
Yeah.
I'm either here in my room or I'm back home with like my friends, like from home and stuff like that. And there's nothing against them. That's just how I
Oh,
am. Like, I just don't like being out
I'm the
in the
same
big
way.
city and
I'd
stuff like
rather
that.
be home.
There's a lot of like opportunities for, bad stuff to happen. I don't like to, put that on me like that, but it's true. There's a lot of opportunities for that bad stuff to happen. So I like to kind of narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like you're wise beyond your years. You're 19. You're like thinking about the what's right and wrong. I think that'll get you really far. I think that's really,
Yeah.
really smart. So for a typical day, you said you're home most of the time, classes. Like what's your major? What's kind of your practice schedule, especially preseason? I'm sure Dixon's working your guys' tails off. So what's your schedule like? Workouts, classes, all that sort of stuff.
Well, usually on like Mondays, Wednesday, or Mondays and Fridays, we have like a regular practice. We'll go up there around 2 and we'll
Mhm.
have weights after. Um, I usually probably get shots before. So I'll probably be at the gym around like 1. I get out of class at like 11:50. I'll be
Okay.
at the gym probably like 12:45, 1, and then we'll probably get out around maybe 4:30.
Okay.
But on Tuesdays and Thursdays is when we have conditioning in the morning. So
So
we
fun.
have two groups. Well, one group will be there at 6, and then my group will be there at 7. Like so tomorrow we have our last conditioning day. We have to run a mile on the track in
Ugh.
like 5 minutes and like 40 seconds. So
A
I'm a
mile in
little
under 6 minutes.
yeah, I'm a little
Y'all
nervous
all
for it.
have to do, you'll be fine. But do they really make you? That's insane.
But
Because you're like what,
we've
six,
been
seven,
conditioning for
and
like the
like,
last 5 months. We've been conditioning or not five
right?
months, 5 weeks.
Oh,
And
really?
even at that, we've been like running over the summer, all with the practice, you get in shape with practice alone. So it's like
Right.
we've been at it for a while now. So it's definitely expected that we make this for sure.
Okay. Is it kind of like each week they want you to get better? So like the week before it's 550, or is it just like that's the number they tell you and you got to do it or you got to do it again?
Well, this is actually the first. Well, we had ran on the track the first like day we had came back from like summer break. Like
Mhm.
after like we hadn't even practiced with the team yet. Our first workout was a track
They're like, get
workout.
on the track and see what you can do. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
and that didn't turn out well. I mean, I've never been the one to throw up, but I was very close.
Yeah.
But coming back now,
Oof.
we don't usually run on the track. We
In the
usually run in
heat.
the
Y'all were doing that in the summer, like
we did
110.
it in the morning. In the morning.
Still, it's like 95. Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't really remember it that much, but um, usually we run on the court. This is like
yeah.
our like conditioning test pretty much. So like we make this, we're good. If we miss it, we got to do it again next week.
Okay.
I don't intend to miss this, so
You're like, I'm not doing it, so y'all better pull your weight.
yeah. But yeah. I mean, this is just all an expectation. I mean, this is my second year doing it. I dreaded conditioning. I hate running, but like
Do you
it
really?
hasn't
I
been.
mean,
Yeah, it hasn't been as bad. It hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be though. Like I've actually surprised myself by being
good.
in more shape and just realizing that my first 3 steps off the line are like my fastest steps, and just really like becoming older and becoming more of a vet, I guess. Like
Yeah,
I
how do you
realized like
feel? Do you kind of feel like you're taking on, even though you're only a sophomore, like you're taking on more of a, not, I mean, vet, if you will, or like a leadership role? Do you kind of feel that?
definitely. Even last year, I had more of a leadership role just because, like, I was the biggest. I felt like I was one of the bigger competitors on the team.
Okay,
And then, obviously, me having a leadership role last year, you can imagine that this year is even a bigger role.
for sure.
And but it's all a group effort. Guys like Brock and Jaden Pierre and Jace Posey, and even like guys like Mike and Malik, we're all returning. So it's like it's
Right. You
all on
guys have a
us.
pretty good returning rate overall.
Yeah, we do, and I'm glad all of them came back. That was a big deciding factor. If I was going to come back, if Mike and Malik and Ashton came back, and even Jason, RJ, if they had all came back, I was more wanting to come back, and they obviously came back, so here I am.
Good.
Um, but yeah, just even this year, it's a lot more of a leadership role. But I mean, I'm all for it. I love being in the spotlight. I have no problem being in it. So
Good. Well, if you're going to be in the spotlight, we'll move into more of the NBA kind of fun questions. So it's
let's do
like
it.
take a little more of a fun route. So, who's your NBA team and why? Who's your team?
I would either say the Thunder or the Celtics.
Oh, you're
I
a
only
Celtics fan?
well,
I'm
I'm from
from,
Boston.
wait, really? I'm from Rhode Island. I didn't know you were from Boston.
I'm from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Wait, really? I
Mhm.
never, how long were you there for?
I lived there probably from when I was born to about like 5. I moved to Texas and I moved back there when I was around like 8. Lived there for a couple of years. Came back here when I was like 11.
Have you ever been to Rhode Island?
Hmm?
Have you been to
Cape
Newport?
Cod, New Hampshire, like all that. I'm from there.
Wait,
I'm
that's
from New England.
crazy. I didn't know that. That's so cool. All right, so
Yeah.
Celtics. Okay, what are your thoughts on all the trades and Tatum and everything?
Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not big into like NBA talks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't even watch games for real. Like
yeah,
I just play basketball. Like I don't like to. I mean, it's cool. I'll tap in every now and then. I play, I play 2K. Like that's an NBA game. So like
right,
I'm tapped in a little bit, but I'm not really like constantly checking in on who's injured and who's doing this and trade
right.
talks. Like it's too much to keep up with. So
It's a lot. It is a
yeah, I
lot.
just keep my head out
You'll
of that.
focus on it when you're there, right?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So I mean, I assume you have a favorite NBA player. So if you had to pick who kind of resembles your game the most, do you have anyone you kind of model your game off of? I feel like you are a really individual person. You kind of focus on you. But if you kind of had to pick a person you respect and inspires you,
Inspires me. I would say Russell Westbrook for sure.
it's a good
Man,
pick.
I've loved him since like I was a kid. Like I've
Really?
always loved watching his yeah, like all of his games from when he got drafted pretty much. I mean, like I just love the way he plays the game, the way he goes about it. I mean,
Mhm.
he doesn't let the hate, change who he is as a player. Like he still plays the same, he plays hard.
Yeah.
So I admire that. Um, but as far as like who I compare my game after, I really don't have anybody. I like
That's
to compare
interesting.
my game. There's too many different aspects of the game for me to try and like
That
sit here
is
and
true.
like be like this dude. Like I'd rather just be myself and like whatever comparison that brings, like that's cool. Like I'm with it. Um, so
Wise words of David Punch. Do your own thing. All right. So
yeah,
you had to pick your go-to shoes on the court. Who do you like? Who's your kind of your go-to?
Kobe's for sure.
Okay, that's the right answer. I was like, I hope you say Kobe's. Okay.
Yeah.
If you, I guess we'll see your answer on this. It might depend. If you could get drafted anywhere, say tomorrow, your name's gonna get lottery. Where if you could pick, where would you want to go?
I'd want to stay in Texas, honestly. I'd probably
Would you
say
really?
like, yeah, I'd probably say maybe the Spurs, Houston, Dallas, like, um, but like again, I really don't care. Like,
You'll go wherever.
yeah,
I'm biased. I'm actually going to intern with the Mavericks this year, so I'm
well, that's
biased.
great. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. That's so kind of you. I appreciate it. So I guess outside of basketball, I was going to say, what do
Mhm.
you like to do for fun? But you've kind of mentioned you're kind of a homebody. But like, what do you like to do? I mean, watch film, I'm sure. Kind of what do you like to do?
Um, you could say watch film, but I really just get on the game with my homeboys. From
Okay.
back home, I will be on the game all day, all night. Even when I'm back home, I just like hanging out with them, being around them. The time is very limited because they're in college, I'm in college,
Okay.
so.
Do
But
they
really,
play?
is nothing. No, they don't. I mean, I played in high school with them.
Okay.
But there's different routes.
Right. Everyone has different paths. What were you saying though? I cut you off. Sorry.
I was just talking about how like it's really nothing more than we just played a video game. We'll probably go get something to eat, just hang out at each other's house, like just chilling all day, really.
Those are the best. Keep it low
Yeah.
key. All right, wrapping it up, but a couple more pieces. So, life advice, reflection. If you had one piece of advice, what's the best piece of advice you've received for life, basketball? I feel like you kind of tie life and basketball one on one. So, if you kind of had to, who gave you that advice? Did you teach it to yourself? What would it be?
I mean, I would just say life is whatever you make it, really. I kind of like pick that up from other people, but honestly, like it was just on me to kind of cement that in my brain. The life is whatever you make it. If you want to look at every day as a bad day, every day is going to be a bad day.
Very
If you
true.
want to look at every day as a good day, every day is going to be a good day. If you look at yourself as the best basketball player in the world, you are going to eventually achieve that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really a matter of like believing in yourself, and just being consistent in whatever you want to do. So I would just say consistency,
Mhm.
um, and just life is what you make it, honestly.
That's really good. All right, last thing. If there's something fans would be surprised to learn about you, what would it be? Something that like no, people wouldn't expect. David Punch likes to do this. He's into this music. We didn't talk about music. Like, who's your music? Your artist? You have a secret
Young
one?
boy.
Young boy. Okay. Okay. What's your song?
Very general, very general. I can't pick a song. I can't do it.
Album?
Sincerely Control.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. Is that something that people would be surprised? You said it's kind of basic. Not basic, but
I would just say like I'd probably say like I love animals. I'm allergic to them, but I love them. I have
you
a dog
are?
back
What are you
home.
allergic to? Everything?
Uh, all like animals with hair mostly.
Oh,
If they're not hyperallergenic, then like I'm gonna like probably go to the
God.
hospital if I'm around them.
Wait, for real? Do you like an
Yeah,
Edison?
I do. I mean, I have a dog back home. He's a
Yeah.
Rottweiler, but he's an outside dog. But even when I'm around him, um, I can't stay away from him. Like I can't.
Right.
I think I've grown kind of immune to it a little bit, like just being around him so
You're
much.
like, I'll deal with it.
I'm
Yeah.
still very allergic. Like if I go near him, like and I start touching my face, like my
Cool.
skin will get all red and bumpy and stuff like that, and I'll like get congested or whatever. But it's not as bad as it used to be when I was young.
So no dog in the future?
Oh no, I'm gonna have dogs for
Oh,
sure.
you will? All right. So what type of dog? Rottweiler? Is that your kind of
Rottweiler probably.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
or pit bulls maybe.
Pit bull. Do you want to get like a puppy or do you want like
It really just depends. I know, like with the season of college and even in the NBA, like it's super busy, so I really don't know how I'd go about it.
yeah.
It's kind of just however my schedule permits me, honestly.
Yeah, that's a down the road question. Perfect. Well, that's everything I have. I really appreciate you. It's so nice to
Thank
like
you.
get to know you a little bit and kind of hear your story. I will once it goes up, I can send it to you. If you want me to text it to you, send it to you on email, whatever. I'm gonna write a little feature too, so I can send that to you if you want to read it, whatever you
Mhm.
want. Um, so yeah, thank you so much. Let me know if is it easiest to just send it to you on like email? What would be easiest for you?
Email is fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, David. I'm really excited to see you go at it this year. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Bye. Have a good one.
You too.